Hey guys, welcome back to Real Talk with Stef. Today I'm filming from our kitchen because I'm talking about food, nutrition, and children. So as children, we develop our eating habits that are going to stick with us for quite some time. So it's key that we provide our kids with the best form of nutrition as they develop, because this is when it starts to impact them in regards to good nutrition, their development as children, their eating habits, their foods that they like and dislike, and also it contributes to their health, both physically and intellectual performance. So what we need to remember is that the right nutrition from the start of infancy is key to our child's development. This is when our children are undergoing the development that is important as they grow, but it also contributes to the vulnerability that children have in poor health if they have poor nutrition. So, having a diet that's like full of processed foods and things like that is not going to be beneficial to a child as they start to grow through their stages of development, to maybe a child that has lots of fresh vegetables, lean meats, healthy fats and things like that. We need to remember that just because they're children, that we need to take into account the types of foods that we would provide ourselves with, and giving them the best chance possible, because at the end of the day, we're the ones that are making their food, and we're the ones that are making them eat it as parents. So we want to make sure that they're getting the best nutrients possible, because they're the ones that are growing, their little bodies, they're growing every day, they're developing as little humans. So we want to give them the best chance possible. So healthy, balanced nutrition is important not just for well-being and health, but it also helps the little humans, our kids, their bodies function properly. And it also, as they develop, it's actually starting to give them a good relationship with food and social skills. So it's really important that we start to, encourage healthy eating, good nutritious foods and things like that. But as parents, it can be quite hard sometimes, especially if you've got a fussy eater, someone that only eats, chicken schnitzel, only wants tomato sauce, doesn't want to have their foods mixed in with each other. There's all these things that as parents, we've got to try and overcome to give our kids the best nutritious meals possible. So what can we do as parents? Well, firstly, we can establish regular family meal times. So sitting down as a family around a table and actually enjoying foods and a company, but showing our kids that we're stopping, we're eating, and we're actually eating everything on our table. Provide a good variety of food. So as I mentioned before, fresh fruit and vegetables, lean meats and of proteins, healthy fats, but changing it up. So giving them the variety. I go on about this during workouts and variety, and we all need variety, and we get bored and we don't want to do the same thing all the time. It comes the same with our food. We don't want to eat the same thing all the time because we're going to get bored and stale, and it's just not going to be exciting to sit down and eat. So providing changes and incorporating different foods for variety for our children, and stay in season. So, have a look what's in season in regards to fruit and veggies. It's actually going to be cheaper, but it's also going to, provide variety. Number 3 is super important. We need to lead by example. If we turn our nose up at food, if we choose not to eat food, but we make our kids eat it, they're going to say no. Also, if we choose not to eat it because we think it's not good for us, don't give it to our kids. If you are not going to eat it because you are not convinced that it's going to be good for you, or you think it's bad in the food market or whatever it is, don't give it to your kids. Okay, so lead by example. If you want them to eat it, you eat it. Okay, because we are their role models. They look up to us, and they are going to do what mum and dad, big brother and sister are doing. Number 4, involve kids in the process. What a great way to get kids involved in food and eating and cooking by bringing them into the kitchen with us. Maybe sit down at the end of the week, guys, what do you want to eat? What foods do you want to eat this week? Let's have a look in some cookbooks, and then go grocery shopping with them, get them into the kitchen and help them make it with you. It's going to be a fun experience. They're going to enjoy it. They're going to learn a little bit about cooking, how to prep food, and gets you involved as a family so that when you all sit down together, you can enjoy it and say, you know, little Tommy, he helped make this dinner tonight, all those sort of things. Help them make their sandwiches, get them to help pack their lunch and things like that. So they're actually putting food in their lunch boxes that you know that they're going to eat because they're packing it. So of course, it's not always easy. We have super busy lives and there's junk food readily available. You know, at every single set of traffic lights that you stop at, there's always a fast food joint around. But small changes are going to be so beneficial for your children, and for you. So maybe start with a few of these tips that I've provided today, but just remember that our kids, they're developing from such a young age. They need the right nutrients and support to help them grow healthy, strong, and getting all those nutrients that they need. So just take a little look at maybe things that you might be able to change at home in the kitchen, and so that we can have our kids healthy, strong, and you know, developing the right way that they should. But that was Real Talk today with Stef, and that was we were talking about kids, nutrition, and you know, how to get them involved in food. I hope you enjoyed that, and I look forward to seeing you all next week on Real Talk with